Welcome, guys. That's it. Another Thursday night, and as the thumbnail says, I know we've got the art challenge running along. Just mute that. I think somebody's sent some in work in progress. So if you've got any work in progress that you want to send in, you can do. We'll take a look at it, and let's see how you're getting along. It's entirely up to you. If not, and you want to wait till next week, then all's good. So there we go. My phone's going nuts because we're on Twitch as well at the same time. So let me just open that mobile dashboard. So what you can do, if you want, you can send it in. We'll have a look at it now. Like I say, don't know if there's going to be a Dave tonight. I have reached out to him. I've heard nothing back at the moment, so I should wait and see whether we get a message in, see whether he's going to join, and if he's been out to play, let out to play. So, as the thumbnail says, we're going to go on, see whether you guys think you actually need some semblance of artistry, art background, some semblance of being able to draw to be a tattoo artist. Is it right? Do you need it? Me personally, I think yes, you've got to have some semblance of drawing. In my eyes, that's what I personally think. What do you guys think? I mean, I'm here on my own. I mean, if any of you want to, let me just find my little text box, and we'll show this one at the top of the screen, email at the top of the screen. So if any of you want to jump in with me, you can come on camera. We can discuss it. We can discuss what your thoughts are. If you want to come on, just send an email to the email address running at the top of the screen and just put on camera your name, and you can do. I'll send you a link. You can come on if you want. I know we got in today. We have got Danik's in the house, which is quite good. He's usually at work, so he's either skiving, sat in the toilet, or he's not working or not gone to work. Rob, how are you doing? What else we got in? Mike, how you doing, matey? Kenneth's here. Perry, how you doing? Who else we got? Scroll down all this. I think I've just seen Jason's here. How you doing, Jason? Hope you're all okay, mate. Casey is here. That ain't girl. Just come over to say hi. Oh, look at that. So Casey, just first day in from back at the shop. I'm guessing that's the tattoo shop, Casey. You have to let us know how it went on. How have you gone on? Have you been up to? You managed to get tattooing or what? So that'll be nice to know. It's nice to see about. So we'll just have to see how it all goes along tonight. I know that, like I said, Dave was going to be here. I mean, what you guys been up to, what you're not been up to. Again, let's have it in chat, or if anybody wants to send the work in, please do so. I know I've got, I'm guessing it's Michael. Is that Mike? Is it you that sent it in? I've got a couple of, well, from different either emails or MMS or whatever it is that's through from you, my mate. I'm guessing that they're both from you. But like I said, if you fancy jumping on and you want to come and have a chat and you want to get on camera, boom, there's the email at the top of the screen. Like I said, don't be shy. We've seen your faces. Just email with your name on cam. I'll send you a link. You can jump on. We can have a bit of a chinwag, a bit of a discussion. Like I said, just mindful of what's going on around you. You may need a set of headphones, but that's entirely up to you. So, Casey, we've got a reply of Casey. Andy was absolutely brilliant. People are so cool. Yeah. Tommy saw from laughter. I've messed a bit. The 2 tattoos today, though, need to work on packing black. Nothing that can't be fixed. No, nothing that can't be fixed. Quite simple. Slow it down. And my advice to you, Casey, is don't try packing it in one pass. If you've got your area, work your send slowly over your area, the area that you want to do, give it a wipe. Move on to your next area, go through that area, give it a wipe. Then maybe start your third area, give it a wipe. When you've done that, have a look at your first area. If it needs some touching up, go back over it. If not, do the whole area, give it a wipe. Then it's rested, then go back to the area that you started. And then if you've gone up sort of like this way to do it, what I would say to you is try going across that way as if you're cross-hatching, but packing, you will find it goes really well, super solid. But unfortunately, it's just one of them things. You have got to super slow, super easy, straight away, and you're going to be fine. You will be fine. You know what you're doing. Oh, 1 minute. Oh, I'm getting rid of that. It's like I said, you know what you're doing. Because you can tell, oh, it's just a case of honing that in on skin, because this is like we were saying to you now, this is where you will find that working on skin is a hell of a lot different to working on fake skin. There's so many more dynamics to it. Even when you're stretching, it's still, even when you got it stretched, it still gives so much. Like that does the skin. And depending on where they're having it on the body and how you stretch it and how you position them, getting ready to stretch it is another key thing. Like I had a girl today. I mean, I would have been back at arm, just here. Something tiny. It's only a line drawing, and my favourite for that is to lie them face down on bed with their arm like that over my arm rest. That way, then it's already semi-taut. And it's easy. It's a lot easier to stretch. And another tip: always try remember that if you've got a client and you're there, your tattoo machine is like a ballpoint pen. If you ever notice when you got a ballpoint pen, if you get a ballpoint pen and a pad and try writing up against wall, it'll work to start with, but then it runs out of ink. It quickly runs out of ink. Same with your tattoo machine. So if you can always get your tattoo machine on a more downward plane, your ink's going to flow better. It'll always flow better that way. So that's another thing to do. I think we've just seen some of yeah, saying what's she saying? Yeah, feels pedantic. Forgot to eat until 6 p.m. was too busy. You've got to eat, even if it's just snacking, Casey. That's another key thing. If it's just snacking, because if not, and you don't like me, I mean, I'm terrible. If you don't like me, I end up with heebie-jeebies, shakes, chucking a whitey. That's it. Then I ain't tattooing. So you just got to keep going. Keep snacking, grab it when you can. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're not going to say to a client, that's it, I don't know, I'm off for my dinner, you can sit there, your numbing cream can wear off. But if you know you've got a client coming in, just make sure you've eaten. For you to eat is just as much a part of it as them to eat. Rob, I think Rob's got his cast off eventually, just saying that it's all going well, still can't grip anything. You'll be on the old, physio now then, Rob? Getting everything back up and moving. Dan, it says, for some reason I packed black with an 08. and it was amazing. Yeah, bug pins. I use bug pins all the way around. Never had problem, I'll be honest, to the point that I don't use standard needles anymore, even for my colour. Bug pins, I don't use flat mags, I use curve mags. So and also it just cutting your needles down. If you can work with them, it's great, because you haven't got standard curve mags, you haven't got bug pin 10s, bug pin 8s. It's, if you can do it, like I say, all my liners are standard, other than I do have some 08 3-line liners, and then all my mags are 10s, bug pin 10s. We'll do it that way. Brian, glad you could make it, buddy. Look. Casey, Andy, thanks for the tip. Those were foot tattoos. One girl couldn't stand the pain of the second pass. The other one was okay, but my fault as I rushed it a bit. Learning curve. Yeah, it's all a learning curve. It's not your fault if they can't stand the pain. Casey, you're going to learn this one quick. That they signed up to get a tattoo. If they think that a tattoo don't hurt, they are deluded. Absolutely deluded. And it's one of them. That's where, and I don't know whether you can, in Ireland, in it, Casey, you're in Ireland. That's where, if you've been over it once and they can't stand the pain of the second pass, that's where Bactine, if you can get your hands on some Bactine spray, Bactine Max, you put it on, because you've been over skin once, just leave it for 90 seconds or whatever, wipe it and go again. It's got a slightly numbing effect to it, which takes the edge off for the client, and it makes it so much better and so much easier for them. But again, just go over. If my client can't stand the pain, instead of me going all the way up at Casey, packing it in with black, because then they get it into their head that I can see all black, it's finished. That's it, I want out of here. Whereas if I only go halfway up, and then I'll go back down to the bottom, pack over it again, then do next half and do the same again. It's also a bit of psychological warfare. But just remember, super black, it's, like I say, it's just super slow. And if you can go up that way, and then if you can get across that way, 2 passes, super slow, honestly, guaranteed you're going to be rocking solid black. Super bug pin. Yeah, 08 super bug pin. That's all I have. Bug pin 10s for magnums. Might try 8s. I won't bother trying 8s, because you might as well just, if you're going to get an 08 10 or whatever, or an 08 13 mag, bug pin mag, pretty much the same as a 10 7. So you can just end up confusing yourself and just having too many and too much going on. But again, that's entirely up to you. It's just something I found to do, is makes it easier to streamline my cartridges, my needles, and everything. You're not stood there for scratching. Shall I use an 08? Shall I use a 10? Shall I use a standard? Standard 3, 10 3, or if I'm using a standard 3, do I use a 10 5 or an 08 5? All pretty much the same. So it's just something you'll find as you go along your working preference. So the needle groupings that you prefer. What's she got? She uses Biotap butter and soap. Don't have Bactine yet, but I'll try to get it. Yeah, I've tried them, Biotap butter and soap. I've tried Hustle Butters CBD. I've tried Butterlux's secret formula that's supposed to be equivalent, and the feedback I got off the clients is it's all shit in compared to Bactine. Bactine is proven, tried and tested. It is a little bit hard to get hold of in some areas, and it is for me. But if you can get it, if you can get it, just use it only when you need to on the clients that are suffering. If your client's sitting through it, okay, you've got no need to use it. But again, I've just found it a lifesaver on some stuff. Stops your clients moving and wiggling around, this, that, and other. And like I say, foot tattoos, you've gone straight out at gate on foot tattoos. That's off to you. Not the easiest of places to tattoo, isn't the foot, top of foot, or whatever. Not the easiest of places for, and not the best of places for tattoos to heal and stay healed. I hope you explained that to them. I tell all my clients, foot tattoo, finger tattoo, yeah, chances are, even with back at hand, chances are it's a 50-50 gamble. They'll come back at me morning, it's in, it's done, it's dusted, photographs taken. It's just because it's an high traffic area. I turn over the skin. It is what it is. I've told you the ins and outs. You make the informed choice. If you want to go ahead, these are the risks that you take. Bang, that is it. Done. If they want to go ahead, fair enough. I will do it at that point. Finger tattoos, as a lot of people don't stop doing finger tattoos, I will do them as long as the design is simple enough, because I'm not stressing my head out trying to get into any much of a complex design on a finger, because they're tiny anyway. Chances are garbage of it staying. But if it's quite a simplistic design or a bulletproof and it's pretty solid, I will go ahead. The past week, I think I've turned 2 or 3 down for face tattoos. Over front of face, just not for me, unfortunately. I'm not marking somebody's face up. I don't mind here, down sides here, round here and round there, back at thing. But one's sort of like, wait, sideburns are forward, not for me. And the lad that turned up today, well, phoned up today, asking about it. Again, just like finger tattoos, a lot of them have stopped doing it or don't want to do them, and really finding it hard to get somebody to do it. It's just one of them things. It's becoming less and less, and people don't want to do it. There's other places on your body that can be done. What we got a thing, biotat soap and bacting. Yeah. My first time on foot as well. Very, what we got here? Yeah, first time on foot as well. Very weird. It was worse to the inside of it, despite stretching. It was more grey than black. That's weird, because usually black's black. In it goes. Job done. And that, I wonder why it were grey. No thoughts on that. Like I said, black is usually black, unless it's diluted down. I mean, down it got in, it's like, wonder if it's because of the depth. But black's black. I mean, we all know that it goes in, grey's grey, black's black. Even you put grey wash in, black distilled with black mixed down with water, when it goes in, it's more of a blacky tone, and it heals out to a greyer tone. So it goes more in of a darker black than anything else. What we got here? And they wanted 4 knuckles done plus side of finger. So I'm happy to have persuaded them to foot, lol. That would have been a disaster on my first day. Now that's a wise move. That is a super wise move. Yeah, if you can always get them to move it, you're on a bonus. You really, really are on a bonus. At least as well, Casey, up foot, you've got more area. It is a bigger area, so you kind of scale it up a little bit. And I know you work small and you work small groupings, but again, if you can get it slightly larger, I'd rather work slightly larger than this big. I'd rather be this sort of size. Again, although then you go other way and they're like this. That were yesterday's with that were all over a young girl's back. But bless her, she sat there. That was to cover a scar. She got a scar straight down the middle of her spine that from spinal surgery, and she wanted it covered in disguising. Fortunately, it was a very, very tidy scar, but we managed to do it for her, and she was chuffed. She was really chuffed. So what else we got? What you got here, Casey? Could be tried to do it in a good angle, but also could be that was a bit rushed. Was it the most painful spot for both? Yeah, it's unfortunately when you're tattooing people and you first start tattooing them, you do get into a mindset of wondering about their pain and wondering about their discomfort. To the eventually you will learn and it will come along that, like I said, no, you signed up for it. It is going to work. It's not going to be the comfiest of places. Even when they're coming from me and they're going for thighs or anything, I will tell them, centre of your thigh, excuse me, from centre of your thigh to outside of your thigh is fine. But you've got centre of your thigh to inside of your thigh, it's going to be excruciating. Ribs, painful. A lot of people say ankle is painful. And that's all. I will tell them from off. And again, like I said, it's to think that that a tattoo is not going to work, especially if it's a big one. They're deluded, because with bigger tattoos, it's usually the wiping them when they've had a long sitting that drives them nuts. Absolutely drives them nuts. They just feel like they're getting ragged with sandpaper. And a lot of people say that. But it's just something, if they want it, they've also got to endure it. And that, what we'll say to you guys out there, and that if you can drop a like on the stream. I will quickly check, see if we've got anything on the emails. I'll look at that. Nobody wants to come on camera. We've only got one art submission, so we'll just run a little bit longer, and then we'll have a look at this art submission that somebody's sent us. Well, Mike sent us in. I know it's not finished. 10 Toes, how you doing, buddy? Smoke, how's it going? Hope everything's all okay. Smoke. Sorry for being late. I was outside being browner. I don't fault you actually, Smoke, because I guess that you're actually getting some sun then. Because usually every time you come on, it's like -10, -45 degrees. So when you get a bit of sun, no doubt you do head for the great outdoors and hang around in it all. Marked Tattoos, how are you doing? How's it going? Again, like I say, guys, I have got one. Somebody has sent part art submission in for us to look at. It's only partly done, but it says we're okay to have a look at it. If anybody's got any more that they want to send in that's partly done, you can do, send it to the email at the top. Again, like I say, it doesn't look like David's been able to make it tonight. It must be indisposed. I've messaged him, but I'm so kingfisherless still, Smoke. But then again, I did say at the beginning, thoughts on, do you need to be able to draw? Do you have to have some semblance of being able to draw? What are your guys' backgrounds in drawing? What got you guys into tattooing? And again, if you want to come on, you can come on camera with me. That's no problem. Just to the email at the top. Just send an email saying on camera with your name. I will send you a link. Bosh, click the link. Just follow the instructions. It will pop up at the side of my screen, and we can come on and we can chat. Don't be shy. We're not. We're here. So that's entirely up to you guys. Yes, Danik, it left me speechless. I don't think I could show that. Quick copy and paste. We can't really put yours. It was standing on, it was a kingfisher that was perched on, how can we put it, Danik, without being too blunt? Very hard wood. That's what I would say. But my question is, Danik, will you be able to tattoo it? Now, can you actually duplicate that in colour, and then can you actually tattoo it? So we got here, Jason, back surgery got me into tattooing, right? So what were you off, Jason? Basically laid up, and you just one of them things. Had you been interested in it? Had you had some sort of that background? Hey Jack, how you doing? So yes, you got laid up. I mean, also, what laid you up? Would it work? Would it work that laid you up? I mean, because I know a lot of us, shall we say, aren't far off the similar age to each other. But again, and when we have accidents or something goes, yeah, it don't repair itself properly. We're not like when we're young as we bounced off. So what actually got you into? Yes, you got laid up. What actually got you laid up? And then how did, from being laid up, how did you progress? Did you, like I say, did you have an interest in drawing? Was it a case of you had an interest in tattoos, you was laid up, so you started smurfing, you thought, oh, yeah, you know what I mean? This is something I could probably do. And then it developed from there. Have I got, did I say hello to Jack? Can't remember if I said hello to you. I'm too old, I've getting a bit of Alzheimer's now. I'm lucky I even remember to switch stream on and don't end up talking to camera on my own. Oh, what have we got here? Mike, mine was, I like to draw and artwork. My son said that you need to get into tattooing. So I mean, Mike, you know something? I'm not far off that myself. Whereas I've always liked to draw, even from a younger age. And people were saying to me, you should tattoo. I was never interested, I'll be honest with you, I was never ever interested in tattooing. It was like, no, it's not a medium I want to get into. Because I love being in construction. So I just want to stay in construction. This, that, other. And then everybody's going, you should do this, you should do that. And in the end, it was more peer pressure than, oh, go on then, I'll give it a go. Give it a go. And from first time, it was like, yeah, this is me. This is where I need to be. I just need to work on. And you just get a bit transfixed then. And just try to push and push and push to just get better and better and better to a point you think, well, yeah, I'm good enough now to start working on skin, and then you just carry on from there and develop through from that. What's that, Jason? Yes to all accept art degree. Oh, yes to all accept art degree. Yeah, I mean, it's one of them. It's just weird, isn't it? And you look and you think, yeah, I mean, some people have thought, I just don't want to pay a tattoo artist, I just want to tattoo myself. I can do that. If he can do it, I can do it. And it's worked out. Oh, what you got here, Smoke? If that doc I'm seeing tomorrow says I need surgery, won't be doing nothing. Oof, that doesn't sound good. That sounds a bit ominous, mate. Does that? It sounds like, this is you need something doing. Sounds like me, somebody's getting laid up for a little while. Never good to be laid up like that. Like I say, as we get older. What's that? Jack. Lol, I talk to my iPad. Right? Like you to talk to a wife. I was to talk to a wife or kids or anybody that comes in shop. And that, so it's the iPad. Saying that, you do better than me. I don't think I'd have a clue how to turn an iPad on, but everybody knows my thoughts. With me and Apple, we're just like, Marmite, don't get on. It's, yeah. Jason, always had interest in drawing. My wife wanted a tattoo, so was stuck after that. Oh, yeah, was stuck after that, right? well, that's it. It's just like taking your interests and turning them out and turning them in to something, if you can. And I think it's one of them as well. As you smash along on and you get older, your outlook on stuff changes. Because yeah, I can do that. I want to do it, and you may want to start chasing stuff down a bit more that you want to do rather than you've got to do. Yeah, that's it. In case he says, Matt, that's cool. It's a good way, especially if you always look at, like I say, it's your work. I'm guessing it's your work that's been sent in. So we're going to have a look. Here we go. What's Mike got here? Love it. It's very hard. It's the hardest medium I've ever tried. Yes and no. All you're going to have to do, Mike, is just learn the technical side of it. If you've got the art, you're going to just have to learn the technical side of it: depth, speed, voltage, and speed, what each needle grouping does, and then work out your tone system. If you're working in black and grey, what tones, what wash tones and everything work for you as to get healed, and then how. So it's just the technical side. I'm assuming that you're going to have to worry about. But if you can draw, like I think you can draw, I think if you work on the technical side, I don't think you'll have a problem, mate. I don't think you have a problem. I can't remember how old you are. I think you did tell us at one point, Mike. But again, I say, listen, I think you've got it. Once I had back surgery, got back into drawing, and now I'm going on almost a year of trying to tackle. Cool, Jason. It's like you say, and I'm glad it's working out for you, mate. You've come on leaps and bounds. We've seen you've been sending work in. You've been taking advice. Well, you've been working at it. You've worked your way up. You've got your sent bits and bats to help you along your way, and you can now see that your work is progressing. You're figuring it out, starting to apply it, and it's come a long way. What we've got here, 10 toes. Was curious to try and loved it. Again, I mean, did you have any 10 toes? I mean, you got any sort of background? When I say background in art, e.g., just sketching, drawing, just, this, that, and other. Did you have any, like I said, background in it, love for it, or anything that took you that way? Or was it just because some people are the other way, just love tattoos, but then start to tattoo and then do a bit of drawing with some tattooing and vice versa? Just 1 minute, guys. Let me put a light on. Getting dark here now. Otherwise, you won't be able to see me soon. Would it that way around? I don't know. Or smoke wrist surgery. Yep, that'll do it for you. Unless you make use of your time, smoke, and try to learn to tattoo opposite hand, mate. Now that'd be a challenge, wouldn't it? Jack, the wife pushed me to pursue my tattooing. I get that one as well, because even though I was tattooing and I was happy doing construction part-time, doing tattoo part-time, working out of here, there and wherever, till I had, then I had a bit of an accident, not major, I just did my back in, ended up with time off. Then I went back into construction too early, did my back in again. I was laid up for 3 months, flat out. Honestly, I was on more drugs than a smackhead, to the point that brother-in-law is like, about time you get your own shop. And it was the wife that actually pushed me and pushed me and pushed me to actually have my own shop, invest in my own shop, find my own premises, go through it all. And we knew it would be hard, but the kids wasn't dependent by then. We didn't owe anybody anything other than a little bit of mortgage and obviously utility bills. So if ever the time was right to do it, but she pushed and pushed and pushed. She found the shop, pushed it, and to be fair, I am glad that she did. I've never looked back now. Never ever look back. Just going to work for me now is not even like doing a day's work. It's just turn up and go do something you enjoy in a chilled out, relaxed atmosphere. I'm in studio, you've got radio on, you've got TV on, you've got people coming in, you can chat to everything. It's like a home from home, to be fair. And like I say, I couldn't go back, love it. And that's me. I'll probably ride my time out until I'm in a wooden box or whatever. I'll retire or some of the things. Oh, Casey, I've had to close my beauty shop over the lockdown. No money for tattoo equipment. So I got paper and pencils, doing pet portrait commissions. Year later, got the machine. Drawing courses helped me. So wow. Firstly, I've got to say that I'm sorry that you had to shut your shop due to COVID. It really did do a lot of people in. I was fortunate through COVID that a lot of the government grants kept me way afloat. It did. I didn't over here. I fell out of the self-employment part because I've gone from one side of self-employment to another side of self-employment, and they went, technically, because you've changed the name, technically that self-employment hasn't been about long enough. But because I had a shop with a rates bill, even though I only have one shop, so I'm zero rated and I don't have to pay it, and a rates bill, I qualify for the government grants, which was way more than enough to keep the shop open and everything going, and that. So I was fortunate there. I know a few people did, but it's nice. So you got paper and pencils, but did you have some sort of art? Could you draw? Could you semi-draw? Is it a case of you got paper and pencils, you learnt yourself to draw, then you've done these pet commissions and then thought, or did you get the paper and pencils, get the drawing courses, and then go on to commissions? And then obviously, then you've got your machine, you've gone on further, you've jumped on, and you now got your sent tattooing to a really good standard, and you managed to get yourself into a shop. So I suppose in that roundabout factor, there's been, shall we say, a sad start to it. But again, and you may have had a rough year or whatever, or 18 months, but at the end, there's some sort of light at the end of the tunnel, and you're going to get yourself back up and running, doing something that you really enjoy doing. Jack, been drawing for years. Cool. That's, even if it's just dabbling, it's sound. Sure. Need to get smoke. I need to get carpal tunnels. It's getting really bad. That'll put you out. That'll put you out of tattooing, guaranteed. Mike, learning the needles is the hardest part. Yes and no. You can streamline it down, or if you want any help with it, I've got no problem giving you help. Try to streamline it down. You can hit me up on Instagram and that, and I can help. I'll help you with that, because it's not very hard. Once you get the initial part of it done, it is not very hard. There's just so many out there that what you've got to do is streamline it like I've done. Took me a couple of attempts, but streamline it. You're going to be fine. It's just daunting because you see all these needles, you see all these configurations. What do I need? I need all this, I need all that. Half of it is done, half of it can be done with hand speed and voltage. Hand speed and voltage, mate. Right, 57. So it's like you said, never told, you're only a couple of years older than me, so you're fine. Again, dead easy to go with. Oh my God, what have I done here? I've just lost everybody. Oh. Oh my God. Am I still here? Am I still here? I've got 57, I've got I wish Danny's got it. It was an hobby for him on first skiing. Never planned to tattoo somebody. Then a friend at work told me, "You're fucking tattooing me tonight at work." I warned him and he didn't care. So I said, fuck it, why not? Worked out. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, stay up PJs, different companies, needles run slightly bigger or smaller as well, being tough, gauging what's right. Yes, that's it. I'm using Mast Pro needles. I will say they run slightly tighter than, say, like an S cartridge or anything like that. They do. So even their standards, to be fair, I found their standards quite tight to the point that the S Revolution, they're probably equivalent to an S Revolution book pin. And their 10 book pins are really tight and they're really nice. But again, it's so much flipping out. So yeah, it's no, Jesse, you know, probably put on there. Thank you so much. It's because of this community. That's what we're here for. You know, like we said, that's what we're here. We're here to hang out. You know, go through stuff, help you out where we can. All good stuff. Smoke. Got his whole arm. This is his whole arm is shot. You know, hopefully they can get it sorted for you, mate. Hopefully they can get that sorted for you. My mouse has just shit the bed. One minute, guys. That's it. Turn it off, turn it back on. It always works, just like your phone. Thought about trying to tattoo, don't do it, Smoke. Don't do it. Right. Ooh, what's Jason got? Jason bought some drawing courses also. That seems to be a fair few of you that have had a go at a few drawing courses. There's some good art channels out there. I mean, that you follow, depending on what you do, and that. So there's loads on. I've got loads. I watch loads and loads of art channels on old YouTube. Favourite pastime. We've got here. Tento's only thing was graphics design way back. More tech drawing than nothing. Yeah. I mean, we always had art. I mean, even when we were at school, we always had art. But I get what you're saying. I was fortunate when I was at school back in the days. I know Dan's going to chirp up something stupid now. That I got to take technical drawing and art as well. Two different courses. It were good. Oh, Raven Queen, how you doing? Nice to see you. I can see you, yeah. And yeah, Smoke, it's Raven Queen. Yeah. What I'm going to do. What we got here? The difference from other mediums is that the needle has to go in depth, not only on the surface. So it's 3 dimensions instead of 2. I really underestimated the complexity of it. Thought it's easier. Yeah, I think the hardest part, like Casey says, because you have got that extra dimension to think about, e.g. depth. Once you get that nailed, but obviously every part and every person is different anyway. So your first 15 minutes of any tattoo, you're going to be sussing skin out. So you're probably maybe going to work slightly on the lighter side for your first couple of lines, and then just get the feel of it, and then adjust from there on in. As experience and confidence, because that's another key factor, is confidence, comes along, it will just become like any other job. You're going to work doing nails, you're going to work in a foundry, or you're going to work to put white lines on a road or pushing trolleys around the supermarket. You just turn up and get on with it, because you know you've got all the right amount of equipment stored up in your head, and your eyes, again, I think are your most crucial piece of equipment for tattooing, because generally you look with these, if it doesn't look right, it generally isn't right. But you keep smashing away, you will Casey, doesn't sound, is that looks like a hubby's having a go at tattooing now. What's Dan, it's got a love of melon needles. I'm looking at another needle company called TNT. Lots of good reviews. You'd have to keep us up to date on that one, Dan. It be interesting. I'm creating monsters. Looking at who else is looking? Jason looking at TNT. Sweet. What we got here? Mark tattoos. I love drawing and painting all my life, so I thought I'd try a different medium. Didn't like my job, so I thought I'd work to a new career. That's how I do it. And especially if you love drawing and painting all your life, why not? Why not just turn that into something that you enjoy and basically push yourself, test yourself, and so on and so forth, and go on from there. Fingers crossed that you either turn it into a paying business, or even not, you just friends and family or whatever. And I know, and you're tattooing them, I know I'll probably get shocked by some tattoo artists for saying that, but hey, we've all done it. We've all been there, we've all done it. So what's the point in hiding that part of it? Oh, look at this. Jack, I'm at a regular job, but this is my last year here. I'm taking the jump and pursue my dream. You know something, Jack? I hope it works out for you, buddy. I seriously do. It did for me. I hope it does for you. I wish you all the best. And as long as you head down, arse up, work it, treat it, and still treat it like a job. Not once you, because obviously once you go and you work, as long as you still get up and do your work and treat it like a job, and not what I call an hobby. And it's like, I'm not going in today, or I'm not doing that, or whatever. It's just too easy to get out of that routine. If you do that, and even if you got no in and you have a shop, you go and you open up, because you just never know who's going to walk through the door. You could be, instead, if the shop isn't open, you never know if you're going to get any passing trade. But even if it's open and you've got nobody in, you've got a chance of somebody coming by. Also, if your shop's predominantly always closed because you've got nobody in, people are going to think, oh, it's shut down. I'm not going there. It's never open anyway. I'll go somewhere else. Was colours invented? Told you, didn't I? I told you. Was colours invented back then, Andy? Yeah. I told you they'll get a sly comment. What's that? What's Jason got up? I've taken the jump. Just got to keep swimming. Yeah, you'll tread water for a while. You will tread water for a while. And that it's and then eventually it will go. Marked tattoos. The problem is, as I've got busier now, all I have the opportunity to do is draw digitally. Join the club like the rest of us. And you know something? If you didn't do it, if you didn't draw digitally, marked, it will still stand you in good stead. But if you didn't draw digitally, you'd struggle as well, because the only way that you're going to turn them around and speed everything up and still get good stuff going out of it is to do your stencil digit, compose, stencil them, do it all digitally. It saves so much time because you're doing it on paper, sizing up, sizing down, drawing, tracing, scanning in, doing a bit on computer. It's way too much. It's just way too much now. If you want to be successful, unfortunately, digital is the way to go. I had to jump, and it took me about because I use a lot of Photoshop. I use a hell of a lot of Photoshop on computer, and it probably took me a month to learn basics, out and out basics, and that's even after somebody sort of like pointing me in the right direction. Then managed to do it through there, the composing and everything. Then I got a tablet, which is not an iPad, because again, I don't know Apple. And the program, I started creating all my stencils via digitally. Cut my time down by 60-70%. My time down doing stencils, making stencils up by 60-70% easy in a breath. So don't worry about that, man. It is the way to go. Jeremy, how you doing, Jeremy? There we go. Parish police. Yeah. What we got here? Yeah. I told you to Dreams Family Shop. Honestly, mate, brilliant. Again, you guys know me, wife, daughter. We've got it pretty much covered between us, between piercings, tattooing, tattoo removals. They do permanent hair removal now. They've done all the courses, all the medical courses. I'm happy to just turn up and tattoo. I am qualified in removal, but they do all the rest. But I just like to tattoo, and that's good for me. But love it. Just go in, do his own stuff. Like today, I'll be honest. Today, a bit of a full-on day. This, that, and other. Got to 4 o'clock. We knew we got no bookings. Chances of a walking at 4 o'clock where we're situated, slim to none. It's like when I sit, we're like, both. That's it. We're out of here. We are out of here. What we got? Jason, going digitally is hard if you've never done it. It is, but it's just something you're gonna have to do. And once you realise and do it, and you realise what all the little buttons do, and they will help you along for smoothing lines out, it's like, oh shit, this stuff's good. You know what I mean? Even that predictive crap, you know, when you're doing arches and stuff like that, and you'll draw around and you look at it, and then all of a sudden it just goes ching and just brings it into a nice arch. Brilliant. Love it for that. What we got? What we got? Jack. Yeah, the tablet is best for stencils. Keep your shading and lines on separate layers. I know. You see, I have a composed picture. I have a composed picture, all done and dusted, that can be just printed out. I don't take the iPad or my tablet into where I'm tattooing. Not happening. I'll print out. So I've got hard copies, and whether I spill out on it or what, I don't give a shit about it then. And then I just put a layer on top and just make my stencil. Just print the stencil layer. Jason, permanent hair removal. It's like for a lot of ladies, I mean, A lot of ladies have it, you know, in the coming, like their armpits, and it's an impulse. It's big ass machine. They call it a laser. It's not a laser. It's impulse light, light frequencies. They measure skin, they measure your colours on your skin and stuff like that. And they have, and basically what they do is they go over the area with this machine, light frequency and that, and it starts to kill off the root of the hair follicle, close it all up, and that. So basically, it's about 95% permanent. So you've had like 6 or 8 treatments. Say like the ladies with their armpits, after 6 and 8 treatments, in theory, they're maybe never ever going to have to shave their armpits again. So that, same with the legs and anything, and like chin, tash, you know, women are like, and that it's I've just seen something here about Danny. What's that? Does Photoshop do that arch line straight by itself? I'm not right sure what you mean, because what I use Photoshop for, Danik, I use Photoshop mainly for composing and sizing. I have then moved it over to my tablet, which is a Microsoft Surface Pro, and I use Sketchbook Pro in it, and that has it all on, you know, with a pen. It has a pen, and I can do it. Obviously, then if I'm tracing, and I'm tracing an arch line, and it's round, and it's not, and I just press the button at the top, I'll go around it, and then it'll follow it around, and then it'll just snap it to smooth, mate. So I'm not quite sure what you mean. I know you can do arch lines. You can do the good thing with Photoshop is it's very, very there's lots of stuff you can do with it. There's not really much you can't do with it if you know how to do it. It's like all warping, perspectives, everything. It's inversion, the lot. It will just do, and that's even just touching the edges of it. For me, I've just got the basics and a few bits more. So it's just mind blowing what it can do. Yes, I've got you, Danny. There is a way. When you do an arch line, it corrects it for you. Yes, there is a way. There is a way to put it on. I personally don't know how to do it. Again, like I've said to you, I use because I don't know, Danik, if you're using a PC or you're using Apple or whatever, or you know what I mean, or you're using an Android. Because the Sketchbook, I use Sketchbook Pro on the Microsoft, again, like I said, but you can get Sketchbook for Android, which is free, which is the same thing, and you can use a stylus. That does it. So you could get an Android tablet, use a stylus. That does it. I don't know. It will smooth the lines out, I would imagine. Asking me how to do it, it just blow my brains out on screen. Now you can enter as an airless gymnast now, Riser. So what I'm going to do, actually, guys, is somebody else. Oh, hold on. Got any. Right, we have got. So what I need to. 1 minute, guys. 945 different screens open here. And let's open that one. Open that. We'll do a share. We've got some screens. This one. Loading it up. We'll see what we've got. Show on screen. Right, so we've got some in here. So Michael, what we got here? Hello, let's open this. It says, hello, it's Mike. Here's my drawing in programs. His reference picture. So this is Michael's reference picture. So obviously he's running from a colour reference picture. Yeah, this is what I was saying to you about, Jason. Android, it's your tablet. It's your stylus if you're running a stylus, because most Android tablets run a capacitive stylus. You actually need something that probably runs what the class is an active stylus. That's what I found. There's so much lag and trail behind. It was bad. But Mike says I'm trying the iPad. Problem is I'm computer stupid. Yeah, you're soon having to get it sorted. So, like I said, this is Mike's reference. So let's have a look, Mike. Oh, can you see this? Ooh, are we in? Can everybody see how far he's got? Like I say, doing well here. Well, and he's converting out from colour to black and grey. Did you not? I know this sounds, you might think, again, Mike, and I know you're going from colour to black and grey, because sometimes if I'm going from colour to black and grey, what I'll do is I'll upload to, say, like Photoshop or iPad or whatever, and you can upload it into grey. That way then you've got your tones done for you, and then print it out and then run off that. Or are you just straight converting from your head? Because if you're straight converting from your head, mate, you're doing a good job. You're doing a really good job. So I know you've sent another one, so I'll just skip you back. We'll just skip back on this, and I know I guess this is you again. Yeah, because I know you sent some more. So looks like you've got on this one maybe a little bit further. Looks like as well you've either gone back in, reaching some of these areas, or you've gone in, Mike. You know, smoothing out. You've used, I don't know. Do you use, blending? Do you use blending stumps or anything, for smoothing out or out like that? It just looks like there's a bit more. You've got to put yourself a bit more tone in this one. We've got another one. Oof. We're cracking on here, buddy, aren't we? I mean, again, like I said to you guys, drawings take me forever. I could probably tattoo faster than I can draw. They do take me a long time. To do. I just, one of them things, I just like to dive into it. I just like to cruise through it, What we got here, Mike? I looked at black and grey, not the right tones. All right, fine, fair enough. So I'm guessing what you're doing, you're converting from colour. Basically, you're converting from colour to black and grey as you go, and you're doing it. You haven't had anything do it, because that's cool. That is definitely cool as we go along that way. Really, I'll tell you what, can I get in a little bit further? I like here. I'm really, and I know it's a bit hard for you guys. Can I get in a little bit further? Cheers, love. So I can see a bit more on my screen, but I can see, like here, you've got your little line through here. There's a little bit of a light tone there, lighter tone here, a little bit underneath. A bit more, and it comes round. Open highlight, top of eyeball, little bit of grey, everything, the detailing round that eye. Really liking it. What I will say to you though, Mike, trying to recreate that, just that section on a tattoo, you would have to, believe it or not, you would have to dumb your drawing down a little, dumb it down. You could probably get it, but it's going to take you a while to do that. What smoke got? I can draw, but it's a slow process. Through laziness and it can take forever. That's why I like tattooing. Well, if that's fine. I mean, that's entirely up to you. Is that smoke? I'm just, like I said, I'm just trying to get people's art backgrounds, where they come from. You know, can you got some semblance of drawing? But I'm liking this. It's nice. Notice how there's no hard lining, you know, under chin here. You've kept it light. So cool. Good work. I'm nice to see it. I'm interested now because I love looking at drawings. I love looking at artwork, and that's why I'm interested now, Mike. You've got it going to the point that, yeah, I definitely want to see it, you know, finished, and it all in. What we got? All Good Thompson, Jack Byram. My latest tattoo. I don't know it without wait, but I've only got 3 emails in and we're on a thing. So let's have a look, see what his latest tattoo is. What I will say from off, no, Kingfisher, as long as it's Raven Queen, as long as it's a Kingfisher. Yeah, tattooing this almost impossible. Just say yeah, unless you really go and that. But I'll go back to no, any species, as long as it's in one of the stated styles that I've given you out there. You must add at least one other thing in yourself. So I'll give you like the Kingfisher, so you've got to add at least one other thing in itself. So don't just send a picture of a Kingfisher bird like Mike's done. He's got 2 in there. He's got he's taken his reference. It's going to be on like a pole, and then obviously it's going to have a fish in its mouth. Fair enough. Belted Kingfisher, as long as it's a Kingfisher, and that's fine. As long as it's a Kingfisher and it's done one of the styles, just remember, once you pick the style, once you pick the thing, you do not get to change that picture at all through this challenge. So when we move on to colour, like Mike, with that one that he's got there, once he's composed it and brought it together, he can then not change it. The only thing he's going to do is from the black and grey, he's got to do the exact same as what is composed into colour. But what he can do, because then you've also got to be thinking, I've got to tattoo this, or I might have to tattoo this. So if you've done hyper realistic, and it's like, I'm never going to be able to tattoo that. When you jump into colour, you could dumb it back and do an illustrative colour. That way, then you think to yourself, I'm more likely to get my way through it that way. But we need your reference picture and your pictures each time you send it in, if you got it. But it's all explained in the art challenge video, Raven. It's all in there. And that. Well, I forgot. I've even forgot. Oh, Jack. What I will say is, and it's bane of any tattooist life, it's really hard to see because of how the light is on it. And every tattoo's like this, they're either too dark, too light, there's a shine on it, it's bouncing off it, or whatever. And I don't know about you guys, I'm even having problems seeing it. But what I will say to you, Jack, just looking at this, the areas that I can see, this area here, look at this area, these lines are barely in. This one comes around here, and then it's super, super light. If I can get in there further, that's a bit not better. Look, you can see there. You see where it's dark there, Jack, and then you got a bit of darkness underneath it, and it's light at the top. It's just barely hanging in there, mate. And again, that'll come round here, and then you get to this point here. Can you see where it's super light, super thin? And then you've got to watch out the very, again, that on this side, you've got a little bit missing. Could be intentional. I don't know because I haven't seen the reference, Jack. But this line through here, your lines, I'll be honest, your lines are, especially in some areas, are a little bit weak, mate. Just something to watch. Either slow your hand down a little bit, and I know you want to get through it, or if you feel that you can't slow your hand down any further, Jack, maybe up your voltage on your machine a little bit, because some people, they just can't take their hand any slow. I'm one of them. I get so far, and then if I get too slow, then my hands will start to wobble, you know, as if I'm straining to hold it back. So at which point then, up your machine a little bit. Max, what's this? I missed a couple of weeks as I've been away. I'm gutted as I could have done this round. The poll, if I've been known. No problem. You still do it, Matt. If you go back and watch the video, I've got the video, you'll still do it, and you want to send it in. Send it in. It's like we said, because some people are going to, it's like if they'd have done the colour, the black and grey this week. If you've got it done, that we're done, and you wanted to do the colour for next week or whatever, you could have sent the colour in. But if you haven't got your black and grey done, and it's next week when you send your black and grey, and I'm not definitely saying it's only colour this week or it's only black and grey. Once you've done your black and grey and we've been through it, then you're on to your colour. At some point we will go, boom, that's it now. No more art submissions. If you want to take them in, you take one of them now and then tattoo it. We will say that at some point. But at this minute, as it goes, if you wanted to do it and you've got a bit of time, it's as long as it follows, shall we say, the rules, then we're all cool. We're all good. But again, sorry, I've got to Jack. I guess this is you, Jack. I'll tell you, shows are getting old. I've forgotten what it is. Yeah. So, Jack. Again, it's a little bit hard to see you just because of, you know, the light. It's the bane of everybody's thing. But look, can you see? I can't get in any further, so you guys can see. Can you see this coming through here, mate? And fair enough, it's like here. It looks to be pretty much saturated. You lose a little bit here, then it gets a little bit scratchy. Again, it's around the outside of a palm tree, so the actual looseness of the line, you know, this bit, it's a bit wobbly. The looseness of the line will work because it's around the outside of a palm tree. What I'm looking at here is, you see this shading that comes off it, Jack. If this were me, what I'd have done is I'd have looked at that line and thought, tell you what I can do, I can make that line look a bit better. So what I'd have done is, with my mag, I'd have started, when I've got a shade, I'd have actually started on this line and then whipped out, started on the line, whipped out. So in theory, this line would have disappeared. You wouldn't see this bit here. You wouldn't see this open edge. You would actually, because if you actually look there, see how your shading, your line starting to disappear, and through here, and maybe here, you'd carried that on all the way around it, then you'd give nobody anything to look at here. Same again this side, Jack. See how these lines, let me just try, it's just hard because of the picture. Yeah, you've got to try, and I don't know what line you were using. I don't know what machine you're using either, Jack, to be fair. And I don't know whether it's a direct drive, I don't know whether it's a swash drive. But again, these lines, what I would say is, if you're struggling, up your voltage if your hand's feeling a bit too shaky. It's just the lines are looking very, very light, mate. Just something to work on. Just be careful for what you do. But again, I mean, oops, not that one. I mean, you look at it from here, it's looking a bit clean. I don't know how it's going to heal. I also don't know. I would probably expect that some of it maybe heal out a little bit. You're going to lose maybe some little bits, to be fair. I like the design. I like the concept. I just think that you're going to lose some of it. Some areas are a bit weak, especially, like I say, if you can see, you know, through here and that, and up there, what's there is not just, you know what I mean? It's not just needs to watch with these, because if you get in that, black there, open there, the line's not in, you've got black here. What I can see, if you look at this line here, this one running through there, that is black. That is black, is that, and that's in. So if I've got that black and it's solid, that's what all your lines should look like. What you have done, and a lot of people don't get, which I will give you points for, through here, this opening, and that is pretty consistent, and that for an old looking anchor, because it doesn't want to be too consistent because it's supposed to be an old looking anchor. But what I'm saying is it looks pretty consistent, chain looks pretty consistent, but again, bane of everybody's life is light on, you know, light on a tattoo. Just 1 minute. Yeah, so they're just the things. Again, like I said to you, that one there, and if you look, it looks pretty much solid as it comes down. Comes down there. Looks like you just had a little wobble there, and then it looks pretty much through there. This one is not looking too bad, but then it's just, that's what all your lines should be looking at. You know what I mean? It's just what thing. What we got here, thing? No problem. Right. What we got? We got something. I missed something. Still, what we got here is that jack. Oh yeah. Still working was definitely. Think I need to up the machine. Yep, just up it. What I'll start, if you're going to up it, I don't know what voltage you're using, Jack. I don't know what needle, and I don't know what needle. I don't know what machine, and I don't know what voltage you were using. As to say whether, if you're going to up, maybe up half a volt, jump up straight up half a volt, see how you go, and then work it from there. But I'm not right sure without that sort of information. Mike, what Mike got here? Andy's good teacher. This is your podcast. Just saying, keep teaching. Awesome. I just trying to help you guys out, trying to do my best. I'm not perfect. I am not perfect by any means. I am no award-winning artist. I am no anything. You know what I mean? I'm just somebody that enjoys what they do. As my own business, I make a living out of it. There is flaws in my work because I'm just an everyday tattooer. People come in. A lot of the time, they're not wanting anything fancy. Where I'm working from, a lot of names, you've got a lot of script, you've got a generalised stuff, roses, football badges, this, that, and other. But you've still got to be able to do them as well as you can, as clean as you can, and make them stick. And that's the key to any of them. They've got to be able to stick. They've got to be as good as you can, as clean as you can. And like I say, unfortunately, I mean, don't get me wrong, a bit of practice, as long as you know what you're looking for, Jack, and as long as you know what to look for on what a good line or what a bad line. Because if this had been me, like I say, I'd have probably then just gone back over. Let's say you've used this. Let's say you've done this line here. You've used, a 7-liner, Jack, to go through it. I don't know what it is. I'm just saying off the top of my head. But you use a 7-liner. And same here. What I would say to you is, don't try going. If you're a bit hesitant to go back over it because you could miss, then you could end up with a double width line or whatever, and that's not what you're wanting to do. My best advice, if you've done a 7 there and it's light, and you think to yourself, oh God, I need to go back over it, chances of me missing or double banging it and making it a double with. Right. What I would do, bust out a 5-round liner, because as soon as the minute you went down the middle of this, as soon as you went down the middle of this with a 5-round liner, mate, it would fill it all out. And that would be best advice. Say, if you use a 9-round liner and you're a bit iffy, that lines are a bit thin, use a 7-round liner to go back over it, mate. That way, then I won't say 100% guaranteed, but you've got a better chance, a more than better chance of not double banging and making your lines look like you've double banged them. So that is just some, I would say, you know, tip that I would mast Touring Pro 8 volts. Right. So I'm assuming, I think the mast Touring Pro is a direct drive. I'm not right sure. And 8 volts is plenty enough. 8 volts is plenty enough, because I'm assuming that that's a 3.5mm stroke as well. It could be then that you may just need to stretch the skin a bit. You may just actually need to put a little bit more pressure on. That could be the factor then. I mean, Danet's got, for the palm tree contour, I would have used 3.2mm stroke with a 50% black cap. And I'm guessing, Danet, that you're on about this outside here, which is fine. That's fair enough. But I'll be honest with you, I'd use a 4.5mm stroke and straight up black and just whipped it out. But that's my choice, just like that one's your choice, Danet. What's right for me doesn't mean what's right for you guys. I can just say what works for me, what I've developed and what I like. Just because that's how I do it and you want to do it differently doesn't mean it's wrong. Different does not mean it's wrong. Do not fall into that category that just because you do it different means it to other people it's wrong. Again, like I say, do not fall into that category whatsoever. It's the application and it's getting it in so the skin, and then it's making it look good. I use a 7-round liner. Yeah, could have gone back in with a 5 if it mean you were scared of double banging. If you go back with a 5, you've got that little bit of leeway. You can go in, you're less likely to get that super fat line against looking at everything. You know. Yeah, it's exactly what he didn't want. Totally get it. But bust a 5 out, mate, because at the end of the day, client, I don't know, paying client or whatever, it's one of them. But if it's a paying client and they're paying, you've got to look at it this way. They're paying you for the best quality you can. If you're so tight that you won't bust an extra cartridge out for the sake of £1, $1, whatever it is for a cartridge to make their tattoo look bang on, to be honest, then for me, you shouldn't be coming to you. If you're not going to go that extra mile, and all you want to do is just don't get out, then that's the quickest way then to end up losing a client base or not having a decent client base. And that, because always got to remember, it's not in just tattooing, it's in anything. There is one thing travels faster than good news, and that is bad news. So we've thinking enough. 1 minute. Like I said, my mouse is shitting bed again. So I'll get that down. Appreciate you sending that in, Jack. I know one thing. So we've got all GD Thompson. What you think? You don't really give us anything, and I can't, for some reason, I can't open it up. I can't open it up to scroll in any further. Just go back. Let me try that again. Let me try the image. Right, all good, Thompson. Right. Again, look. You don't say, let's go over. Jack, you're welcome. We appreciate it. That's what we're here for. And again, it's like we said, the only stupid question, everybody says it, the only stupid question is the question that you don't ask. Not everybody knows everything. And if you don't know it, just ask. It's not a stupid question. It honestly isn't. It honestly isn't. Right at the bottom of the chat. Just making sure. Right. So you don't actually say whether you've done it, whether somebody else has done it, whether it's on you or whatever. But I would like, what I will say, I would like to add a little bit better for it. It's a little bit grey, it's a little bit blurry, is this one. I'll be honest. And it all generally looks to be okay from what I can make out on here. The only thing that prominently stands out to me is the lack of the use of black for shading, which there could have been some more like up through here, under here, in these wings, just and down here, you know, on this stag beetle, could have been, especially through top at Pharaoh. It just looks at that's just for me, but it's really hard to tell. Oh, is that you, 10 toes? Is it you, 10 toes? So yeah, I did it on the mate. Right, cool. It's just, it's a little bit hard to see. It's a little bit blurry, and I know because you're trying to get all this frigging arm in one photo, you're miles away from it. But problem is, mate, with this app that we use, we can only zoom in so far, and it's like it's pretty shit. That, but yeah, I mean, Smoke said it's just. I mean, Smoke's got pretty much. It's just could have done with a bit more contrast for me. Again, a bit more use of, shall we say, deep, rich blacks, because like through here, this, and it could be the photo. Don't get me wrong, but it's looking a bit like to a lighter. If this makes sense, a dark grey wash, not a black. Whereas this could be pushed out with black. This could have been pushed out with black here. Same, some rich black, you know, through these. A little bit more. I see round face here. Maybe if you could got that black out a little bit further, just to make the face. No, it's not Smoke. It's not horrible by any means. No, it's not. Just if you'd have got a bit more black round the outer part of the face here. Sent us, what it'd have done is it'd have pushed the headdress that bit further back, which would have made the face come out a little bit further. And that's what it is. You've got to remember, black is a colour that you've got to get used to using. It's when you come at all, it's your friend. I mean, Raven Queen's got line weights. I don't know so much about line weights on this. It's just the main use of black that's lacking. I do agree with somebody that says it looks a little bit busy at this point. But again, the photograph, mate, 10 toes, the photograph is not super quality from what I'm looking at. But maybe being able to separate, you know, some of this with a bit more rich black, solid black. And I think that's about it. I mean, I don't know what your reference was. Maybe have some soft shading you know, around here. I know that these lips maybe look a little bit harsh, but then again, I don't know what your reference one, mate. But I think the main thing with this, like I say, it doesn't look horrible by any chance, but the main thing is just could have done with a bit more contrast, like somebody says, just to push it about a little bit. That's all. It's all quite close together. No, hold on. This is a beauty comment. This is beauty. It's from 10 Toes himself. Yeah, that's what I struggle with. Not going too dark. Yeah. Do you know something? Every tattooist goes through this. 10 Toes. Every tattooist goes through it. Because you work on, you always, because you're on skin and it's permanent, and you know it's your on skin, you know it's permanent. You can't rub this shit out. So when we start, we all err on the side of caution. We'll work like, but then usually we'll work like we'll do another sitting. We'll work like and do another sitting. If it's a bit too light, you can come back, and then you learn pretty much quick that you get pissed off with your client coming back, and you're either not charging him for his second sitting because you should have put it in dark enough at first sitting. That you will learn that black is your best friend. Get it in there, make your decision, and then go for it. That's why good reference and a good reference picture to work off, especially in black and grey, and you've got your reference done, or even like, where is it? Even for this, I'd have had, even if you just got a reference picture of a stag beetle, a reference picture of this, and some sort of reference picture of that, you could have done it as you went along. You could have done, you know, you could have just used each individual reference picture separate. I'm not saying that you have to draw. When I say reference picture, I'm not saying you've got to draw all this, colour it all in and everything. You could just have a reference picture for the beetle, for this main section of the head, not the outside, and for, you know, for main portions, just so that you got something to reference. You can see colours. But that is a big thing. You've got to get comfortable with using black. But again, it doesn't look awful. It looks well. I'm sure your mate's chuffed with it. If needs be, you could always pop back in and just put some, once it's healed, pop some blacks in, and you'll see the difference. 10 Toes, you'll see it push it. You know, you get that contrast, you will see it. But no, cool. We've ended up with an architect here. Oh, we've got another one in. Let it heal. Mike says, let it heal, go back in. Nice piece. Yep, there you go. There you go, buddy. Let it heal, go back in. I'm just saying that if you're doing it and you're doing the shop, you're doing it on a daily basis, you just got to get comfortable with using black straight off. Just that's all. Nice piece. Somebody's asked how long did it take you? If you don't mind, 10 Toes, Smokes has asked how long did it take you to do. It's if just one of them things, if you don't mind sharing it. So I just need to quickly pop that down. On there, no on there. Well, Twitch is shit. What's this? New prime loop. I don't know what that is. Let's open that one back up. Came House sent from my iPhone. What we got here? What's this? Right. Came House, Navarone 147. Don't say who you are in the chat or anything. We have a sketch of an eyeball. We've got some what more? I don't know what that letter is. I don't know, because I thought it was Miranda. I don't know what that. Oh, is it Mirai? No, it's not Mirai. I don't know. I don't know what that says. Whole thing 5 hours. I'll tell you what, you've not done too bad to get that in 5 hours, because I'll tell you now, that'd have been if they'd have been in shop, that'd have been 2 sittings. For me, you'd have probably been at all the way up arm like that. It would have probably been 2 sittings, probably 12 hours. Maraca. Danik Maraca? I don't know. Is this you, Danik? Have you sent this? West Auckland, is this you? Oh, Maria. Maria? Right. So this is West Auckland. So let's just soak it in. What first thing West Auckland that does sit to me, and again, I don't know whether it's the photo. Right. Start here. Okay, and sometimes you get this with black. No, so it's West Auckland. Just here through the edge here, and here is looking like, but anybody knows that's packed a lot of black will know that if you're packing black and you're starting at the bottom, where you wet at the top, sometimes it will look dry and it can look a little bit dried out like this. This is why I usually give it a right good wash after. But what I will say, there is just a couple of little holidays. Again, just watch. We just got a couple of little things at West Auckland, and I know it's hard, and we all suffer from it. It's just, you see the smoothness of these lines going round. It's just try. I mean, Christ. I mean, these are all looking good, you know, down here, round, curve, everything. It's just like this little one that comes round, this one comes round. Like I said, it looks like we just might have a little bit of a light spot there. Again, coming round this one here, if you look, generally inside of it's all spot on, mate. But I know this part's going to curve around the arm, but if you look at this, you look at this one here that comes round there, there's a little bit of black missing through there, and it comes round. A little bit of an indent there, then it comes round, but then you get to here, and I would have thought it had maybe gone slightly higher up before coming down to mix this bottom. But yeah, so you've got a couple, maybe a little holidays. Generally, it's not looking too bad. All your days, what I will say, let me zoom back out. What I will say, mate, we'll get to there. Looking at it from here, it's consistent, West Auckland. It is consistent. I'm sure the guy is happy. Maybe what I probably would say, though, you see this section here, you know, near elbow, expect some of that to go missing, because that skin there around elbow, being on elbows, everybody's like this, or even with your jumpers and everything, it comes out. It does come out, so you might find it may come back. It's a bit there, but again, I'm sure the placement, looking at where your elbow is here, coming straight down, it comes straight down and straight down into the centre. The placement straight down the arm is spot on. Just tiny couple of little consistencies, and some places I just think the black could have been packed a little tighter. I'll be honest with you, I usually find black 2 passes, job's done. One slow one, get it in, really slow one, and then just go back over, and you can go back over it again. and give it a blast over really lightly, and job's done. So the best way to get rid of shine on photos, you tell me, Jack. It's everybody. Oh, and this channel should be let me help you. That's what we're here for, Mike. I don't know. Everybody keeps saying a CPL filter for your phone. Go buy a CPL filter for your phone. They're about £8, $8. You know what I mean? It's whatever. You twist them, it polarizes, takes shine off. The very and you know something, I haven't even got one. I've got one for my GoPro. I've got one for GoPro camera. I ain't got one for my phone. Oh, right. Hey, I'll tell you what, this red looks in well. Yep. That red's looking like it's well in. These lines are pretty nice and consistent. To the point you may have even used a round shader. What I will say is that is that 298? Is that right? 298. Yeah, is that right? What first thing that jumps out to me, West Auckland. Yeah, I mean it's put there. I think I should have done a lighter pass. It is, and to be honest, West Auckland, it's something you just get used to. It's an easy thing not to do, but once you get used to it, if you do one slow pass and you get through it all, give it all a wipe, and then it's what I find. And if you give it all a wipe and look at it, usually you've gone up it, give it all a wipe, and then start looking again from the bottom. Don't look directly at what you've just done, because that's freshly put in. Your bottom's had a chance to settle, it's had a little bit of chance to bleed or plasma or whatever leakage. Look at your bottom. Then you can see, start at the bottom again. Don't start back at the top because you just freshly put that in. Start at the bottom again, lightly, put it back in and work your way up. And then by the time you get back to the top, that's had a chance to settle properly. So you can put it back in and you will find that way. So it's just 290. Right. So what jumps out to me straight on the bat is, unfortunately, this little bit looks a bit wrong. That would have probably come down and gone into there. It looks like we've just got a little bit of a crossover. It just looks a little bit weird. Does that? This line on mine up here, on my thing up here, just looks a little bit light there. I don't know whether that's a bump in the skin or a bump in the line, but generally it's looking pretty good. Then you come here, if you look at this, it comes out, you look at that line, and generally you look at these lines, all right, just a little bit there. You see, if you just run it back in and tapered it back, it's like you just missed there. But if you would have done run your line back in from there and then brought it back around and finished it off, it'd have gone, it'd have been south. You know what I mean? But again, here, generally okay. Again, here, should have popped your line in, because it looks like you've stopped there. It does look like you've stopped there and then picked it back up and you've cut in short. So what you should have done is gone back to that there, come out, come round and tapered it back in here. I can just see on mine where your black line must be a little bit light here. There's a little bit of red in it, but there. But the one is this side here, buddy. Everything else, all your lines are bulletproof, but this side here just looks a little bit like them. Everything else is pretty much bulletproof. Just looks a little bit light there. And I would have thought, looking at the style of the 8 that you've used, you see this black line? That black line would have come round through there like that. And this one would have gone through there. You wouldn't have had a stop. That would have gone through there. And they'd have probably looked like they were tucking behind it. But hey, that's just being picky. But again, zoom out at that point and everything. And I'm sure this kid was highly thrilled to have his chest blasted, because that sucks as well. But just a couple of little things. Just a couple of little things, that's all. But again, we black. But that's it, just up. And that's how I do it, bulletproof. That's what works for me. Don't say it's going to work for you, like we just covered in earlier in the stream. Just don't always necessarily mean it's right, and because you do it a different way to me doesn't mean it's wrong. Again, it's just a case of getting bulletproof tattoos to stick, look nice, artworking, getting them incorrect, not chewing people's skin up and that scarring them or anything. And if you can do that, bonus, that's it. You're tattooing everything, your artistry, that again will come through. Yes, where is it? Hold on, let me find my cursor. West Auckland. I think I might need to slow down a little. That is one of the hardest things to do in tattooing, and it was a hard thing to do with me because he used to go and doom like that. And the other thing is when you're drawing and you're writing, you handle naturally free flow at certain speed, whatever you're used to writing, but your whole life. But when you're tattooing and you've got that skin stretch going on, you can't. You've got to slow right down. And again, we've seen videos on YouTube and you'll watch them and like that, and it'll look like they'll draw a line like that. That video's probably been sped up by 3 or 4 times the speed, and in realism, that line's like that. Come down, all the way down, but right speed, right depth, and everything, keeping your breathing going, and then you will get your lines in. Remember to breathe. Honestly, people go, hold your breath, this, that, and all that bollocks, because some point you'll run out of breath and you'll be midline, like that, and you'll go and you can wobble the line. Learn to breathe. Learn to breathe, even if it's slow breathing. I have a tendency when I'm pulling lines is when I start, I'll take a breath in, and then as I start, I'll slowly exhale as I'm going down the line, and then I'll just breathe back in slowly as I'm following the line down. Or if I run out of line, if I'm breathing out and that, and I run out of line, run out of ink, I'll take it out into ink pot as I line up again, breathe in, and then as I'm going, I'll breathe out, but never hold your breath. Never hold your breath at all, and just follow your line down. Trust your stencil. There we go. Stars. Circle of stars. So what we got? Circle of stars. All look pretty much. Was it you, Jason, that noticed it on me? Was it you, Jason, that noticed that I did that and I never even knew that I did it? Just let me know in comments. These stars, nice, all the way around. You know what I mean? Stars, believe it or not, are not the easiest thing to do. Get pointed, get them all looking like a star. You'll end up with this fatter than this one and this thinner than that one, and going round. And generally, yep, cool. What I will say to you again is your blacking areas, Auckland, may look a bit weak, and I know that you didn't want to go back round and pack these a second time, because I seriously wouldn't either, but it's just something that you've got to know. A little bit there looks like it may be missing there. I mean, down here looks pretty bulletproof. See, looking at this one, along this edge, up here, this area here, this area here, this area looks a bit weak. Second pass would have killed it, but you're generally looking like you're up to your lines. Your lines are looking pretty clean on this one. Again, black, bulletproof, nice circle. You know what I mean? Nice circle. Oh, you did point it out. Yeah, Jason pointed it out. something that I did to steady my hands and my fingers and everything and stretch that I didn't even know I did. And bit sound of it is adopted it. But yeah, pretty cool. Nice one, that one. Just the black situation. Auckland, again, that second pass, it's never going to take you, it never takes you as long to go over it second time. If it's taking you an hour to go around it first time, I guarantee to go around it second time is going to take you 10 minutes once you get used to it. 10 minutes, 15 minutes max. But then you're going to come out, and before you go around it again, give it a right good wash, dry it off, then go around it again. That way, then you will see any bits that are light. You will also see any bits on the second time around that you've missed any holidays or where you're not quite up to line, where you can fix it on your way around. Job done. Sound. Appreciate you sending them in, mate. Right. Is that all in, all done? Yep. Right, guys. Let's get that off there. And we're back up on this one. Been tattooing since December. Hey, you're not doing bad, man. You're not doing bad. Just keep plugging away. That's it. And you'll get there. You're doing all right as it is. Just got to watch out, Auckland. Just got to watch out. As we've explained to these other guys, all your little bits, where you start, where you stop, where you pick a line up, making sure that you hit it and you get back over the top, making sure when you're colouring and colour packing up to a line, because you can do a great tattoo, but what will happen is these little details, if you don't pay attention to them, and you have loads of minor, and I mean minor, if you have loads of tiny little minor flaws in it, which most people's work has some sort of flaws in it, if you have loads like little crossovers of lines or lines not joining or not up to it, problem is then your eye gets drawn in. And once your eye gets drawn in and you start seeing these, you start looking all over tattoo for everything, and that's when they start seeing other stuff. But like I say, for December, you're doing well, mate. Keep at it. Keep at it. I appreciate you sending them in. Again, you guys are here, you can smash a like. If West Auckland, I don't know if you are or whatever, anybody that's here, there's 15 here, and what's in, you want to see more of this or whatever, please subscribe, ring that notification bell. It don't cost you all. And also, I've got a Twitch channel, which we have been running tonight on Twitch, but we've had nobody in, so that might be a bust as well over on Twitch. But I have a Twitch channel which is under the same name, the tattoo tattoo studio. I have put a link in, direct link into it. If you have got Twitch, I've put a direct link into it in the video. But unless we've got any more questions, any more of anything, and that, I'm going to run for a few more minutes. What time? How long we've been? No, I'm probably going to run for a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to wrap the night up. No problem. Not a problem, West Auckland. At the end of the day, it's what it is. You're well on your way. Just got to keep up, and then you're gonna be fine. You know what I mean? It's just these. Keep using these. These are your best thing. There's plenty of people out there showing you how to do stuff, videos how to do stuff. This, as long as you can soak it up and do it in, you know what I mean? But then you've got to be able to apply it. Whether you practice on a bit of fake skin or whatever, it's not going to harm you or anything. To do a bit of fake skin, get the feel for everything. You might have already been on fake skin. We don't know. This is just first ones that we've seen. So what we got here? Good work. That's a critique. Mike Parrish says, please keep this up. So I don't know whether it means you keep up the good work, Wes, or whether I'm going to keep up doing what I'm doing. You know what? I don't know, but just got to keep it up. Just got to keep it up. Oh, his next tattoo is a drawing his son did on Jason when he was 10. He's doing it on his wife's calf. They're not as easy as what you think, Jason, because what you got to remember is every imperfection is perfection, and you keep getting it drilled into your head to get everything smooth, straight, even. And I've done a few of these that will drive you bananas. Danny, you're going to work, mate. I appreciate you being here, mate. I know that you're usually at work or usually busy, but I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate the support. Don't work too hard, buddy. Yeah, good night, West. And like I say, unless we've got anything else, guys, I think that's about going to wrap it up. We've just been on just shy of 2 hours. We've had some working, we've had a chat. None of you had balls to come on camera, did they? I'll set a little livered when it comes on the camera. You know, like popping in chat, but and I says, yeah, I got an invite. All you had to do was send an email, and that. But no, been a good night, guys. I've enjoyed it. We've got to see a bit of work. We've got to see a bit of artwork, this, that, and other, so on and so forth. Answered a few questions. So yeah, was a win all round for me tonight. So with that, guys, hopefully I will see you on Sunday night, and over on Dave's channel, which is Art Something. A bit of a critique going over there. So hopefully we'll see you over there. If not, I will see you at some point. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one.